friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots. You can find Fort Worth Roots on all of your favorite streaming services. Just look for Fort Worth Roots. We're also on YouTube, also Fort Worth Roots. If you need to get a hold of us for anything at all, it's media@fortworthroots.com is our email. And today is going to be a great episode. You're going to love this. These guys are so much fun. We've had them on the show before, but it's been like 2 years. They've been busy. We've been busy. You've been busy, but we got it all back together. And hopefully we can get a hold of them and get them on the show more often because I absolutely love sitting down with these guys. Stay tuned to the very end of the episode because we do talk about all of our sponsors helping us keep the lights on here at Fort Worth Roots. It's a great way to figure out how to put Fort Worth dollars back in Fort Worth pockets. We only sponsor or advertise with local businesses that have a really high rating that are doing great things inside of our community. So we encourage you to shop those guys. You can also go to fortworthroots.com, look at our trusted sponsors tab, and we've got them all listed right there for you. We do a morning show. It's 8 a.m. It gets released every Monday through Thursday at 8 a.m. We record it at a place called Hoppin here in Fort Worth, right down the street from Doc's Records next to Blackland Distillery. Great little venue. We do highlight one sponsor right up front. And since I'm going there right now, I thought we'd talk about Fort Worth Float Company for just a second. I've been doing the cold water plunge. I think today is going to be our 24th day. It's either 23rd or 24th. The first day was rough. It's 40-degree water. It's not something you do on a regular basis. But after doing it for a couple of weeks, I started to enjoy it after the fourth day. It's whenever I started telling people that I was used to it. But I'm seeing some cool health benefits. I've got this plantar fasciitis or something like that going on with my foot. As soon as I started doing this, that went away. And if I take too many days in between, it starts coming back. So there's one, but also some other stuff. And we're probably going to sit down with Kevin and do a full breakdown of the 30-day challenge and how it kind of became a thing that I think I want to keep doing. So anyway, they don't just do that. They also have sensory deprivation tanks and some other great treatments for mental health and physical well-being. So check that out. They're on Instagram as FW Float Company, and Kevin will be happy to see you. There's other organizations that do similar stuff that I believe if they've got these float tanks like they do at Float Company, they're from out of state. They're actually from out of the country. So I'd encourage you to do it locally, of course. Our guests today, like I said, have been on the show before in the past, and we finally got them back after 2 years. Thank y'all so much for listening to this episode. Please give it up for our friends from Pooh Live Crew, Mr. Scott Rice and John Davis. Let's start the show. Oh boy, it took 2 years, but we finally got the Pooh. We finally got you back.
It sounds like you have an issue. 2 years ago.
That is a long time to be stopped up, sir.
Prunes and prune juice.
Prunes. I need the prunes to get the poos.
Prunes work.
There was a typing issue in the middle of trying to book the time so that we could have the stage at Hoppin. And I was texting with the owners, and something got mixed up. And anyway, long story short, I've got permission to, quote, poo wherever I want at Hoppin.
I love it. And Hoppin is cool. I don't know if anyone's ever been here or that. I didn't even know it was here. I feel bad for saying that. This is freaking awesome.
You feel awful.
This is a hoppin' spot.
Yeah. Well, don't feel bad because what do we tell you? 7-8 months this place has been open. So you're not too far behind the power curve.
For anyone listening, I highly recommend coming over here. This is like a really cool looking spot, man, and it's got technology in the pores.
It's got technology for sure. It's got that integrated sound system. Do you think you guys move around a lot when you're on stage? Would this stage be too small for an operation like Pooh Live Crew?
We could make it happen. We've done smaller. I don't even remember the old Baker Street, which is what Texas Brewing now.
Old Texas Brewing
like
Company
that.
now.
So when that opened up, they like, hey man, we heard good things about you. Come on out and play. And we show up.
Oh, that's my bad.
We
Sorry.
show up, and it is like. It's seriously, it's like a sheet of plywood.
Yeah.
It's like the size of the stage.
Like the drummer had a hard time getting on it him just by himself.
It was
Damn it.
the tiniest stage. So yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, man, this is
like
make it work.
3 times that size.
Yeah, this is we squeezed on smaller.
Cool.
Yeah, we could make it happen.
Well, for the folks that have been living under a rock and don't know who you are, let's do some introductions here. Tell folks about yourself a little bit. Name and band position.
I am Scott Rice.
Yes, you are.
I attempt to play guitar in the Poo Live crew on a weekly basis. I guess I would say I act as band manager sometimes. I take care of a lot of the booking and all that fun stuff. So, we're on year, I think, 23, 2, 3?
21.
Is that true?
21?
Jesus. Because y'all were fresh out of high school playing gigs in Hazel, right?
No, we were a little out of high school. I mean, like me and John, we'll do introductions and let's circle back to that.
Okay.
I'm hogging up all the air over here.
Oh. I'm John Davis. I play keys and a little guitar and do some singing.
He downplayed it. It's a keytar.
It is a keytar.
And that is a magical weapon.
A lot of people,
stage.
if you just lead with keytar, a lot of people are like, you don't do anything.
You're instantly discredited.
You just made that up.
Well, we missed out. We didn't get you on the last recording, but it seems like
I wanted to make it. My father was in town on a surprise visit, so yeah.
Okay.
But I watched it. I did watch it.
No hard feelings. No hard feelings. We got you now. All is right in the world. So you guys just played out at the Stockyards for something pretty incredible.
So yeah, they do it's called the Michelob. Every year I think it changes. It's been Bud Light. It's been
Coors Light. It's been Bud Light.
I think they just look at the sponsor and they lay it on the table like who's got the money this year.
For sure.
And essentially they erect this huge tent on the southeast corner of Dickies Arena, and every night after the rodeo they do a concert.
Okay, I misunderstood. You're at the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo.
Yeah. That was the one we played last weekend.
Okay.
Now we've played in the Stock Show. We've done some gigs there. But it's one we kind of annually do.
Nice.
But it's a fun gig, man, and it's essentially the second the rodeo ends, everybody kind of migrates over and jumps in, and we've had the last few times we've done it have been pretty crazy. Like 2 years ago, it got iced out. Like, I mean, it was just like terrible weather. And they're like, we're probably going to cancel it. Then last minute, they're like, come on up, man. We're going to give it a go. And I was like, no one's going to freaking be there. And ended up having a great crowd. And then this year, we totally opposite end of the spectrum. It was like 75 degrees. Perfect weather. Everybody's wearing shorts. And that led to a whole new mess because it was like everybody was last weekend and everybody just was like, cool, we'll just migrate over to the party and see the Pooh. And we had an awesome, fun crowd, man. It was pretty blessed, man.
People love you guys.
That's nice.
That's good, man.
Thank you. It's the truth.
We enjoy doing it, man, or we wouldn't be doing it, 20 plus years later.
I think I was at the Fort Worth Weekly Music Awards, and Best Cover Band came up. Y'all didn't grab that one, did you?
You're talking like in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Oh, you were there.
I was.
We were not.
We weren't there either. Or we were supposed to go. We did. None of the guys made it. Apparently, our buddy James Heekle, which is like a guitar legend.
Blues legend.
Yeah, blues legend. He went up there, and I didn't get to see it, but I heard that he went up there and accepted on behalf of us, and he dropped an F-bomb and to everybody in the room, and then took it and walked off stage. And I was like, did that really happen?
So he's our official spokesman.
Yeah,
now.
he is.
Okay, right on.
He does.
He does all our PR.
We're
now.
very shy, and we need someone that's loose.
Sure,
so
yeah.
We sit him up there.
That's how people know you, being shy.
He's very courageous behind the mic on our behalf.
Yeah. So we didn't get to go, unfortunately.
Yeah.
How was it? Did you?
Well, if I'm going to give my honest opinion, and this is no shade on anybody that put this thing together, because people put a lot of time and a lot of effort into this, but in my opinion, and I'm not a musician, so my opinion doesn't even count. I really liked the year before at the Ridgely. I thought that was awesome.
So they went. There was smaller venue. Was it Tulips this year?
Tulips, and everybody is going to immediately say, they got better sound. It's a better venue. It made more sense. I get that. I don't know. There was more room to enjoy the evening. It was packed in there, and I don't know. I feel like there was a better turnout at Ridgely.
Okay.
So I don't know. Maybe it was me. Maybe I was just in a better mood that night. I don't know. But Ridgely seemed like a better night.
Enough. You didn't get the free booze.
That's probably it.
Before.
Yeah, I was probably a little more tilted at the Ridgely than I was at Tulips.
But we to your point, Mr. Hinkle got up and accepted very graciously, as I said, the award, and that would made us the 7-time winner of Best Cover Band in Fort Worth, which is cool.
Why would anybody else try?
I don't know about that, man. There's some good ones out there.
It's a healthy stack of.
There's some really, really good musicians putting together really, really good cover bands these days.
You wanna drop a name? Who's your favorite cover
Well,
band?
Big Mike had to kind of take himself out of the running because he had like an 8-year run of just cleaning up.
Once he stepped down, that really made us shine. So,
like we won, and then there was Mike time, and then we started winning again after he pulled himself
I think they finally
up.
were like, "Hey, dude, can you go take a seat over here? You're just racking these up." So when he's not active, we're and doing Box of Rocks. It's Big Mike and the Box of Rocks. We're a very successful band, so it's a lot of money under the table to get him to sit these things out. But
Right.
It's worth it. Politics.
Pays off.
what's the other one?
I mean, there's Dick Beldings have been on the ballot
Dick
for
Beldings
a long time.
they're friends of ours. We've done like when we did the play at our Rangers, and we were lucky to be a part of the championship parade out there. And
really?
It was us and Dick Belding. So
Where were y'all situated at?
We're in the backyard stage, the
Backyard.
outdoor at Texas Live.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
essentially we were hired to be Rangers cheerleaders that day, which we were all about it. I'm not a diehard Ranger fan, but it is something I personally probably wouldn't have gone to because I was like, a lot of people, but going out there, it was amazing, dude.
we had to get out there. They shut the gate for vendors at like 8:30 in the morning, so we had to get there prior.
Oh, my God.
And on the drive-in, you see all these people just setting up shop on the side of the road. Just
waiting.
It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and they're just boozing and
The coolest part to me is whenever the team got on the stage, which was right next to where we were playing, and the roar of humanity and like relief from those fans that came so close and have been lifelong Ranger fans. Just I don't know, man, the elation of them, dude. It was like,
and to hear
the roar of that crowd, dude. I'll never forget it.
Yeah,
dude.
it was a different sound.
It was. I've never heard like humanity like react like that.
Yeah.
So it was. I was like, that right there was, regardless of anything else that happens today, that was freaking awesome, dude. Super cool. So
then we got to split the set with the Dicks. And that was really cool to hang out with them.
Pooh and Dick's, the hardest show to promote without getting flagged on social media.
There was a lot of brainstorming going on during the downtime because we all had to load in at the same time, so we were there all day together. And that was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we show up and they've got like 2 cases of Tall Boys in the fridge, and they're like, just go at it, and here's food, and we don't really know what today brings or when you're playing, but just get ready and here and take this and go. We're like, all right, cool, we'll do that. So super cool, man. That was a fun show. I don't know where we were. I think there was another question to back up on that. But
I was going to mention Velvet Love Box has always been on that ballot as well. So in Fort Worth, cover band wise, Velvet Love Box has always been a staple.
They've been there. Yep.
They're older than we are. They actually, I think they're like 5 or 6 years older than we are.
Yeah,
and
that's right. Been in the game just a little longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like one hell of a wild party. Is that in your top 10 of craziest venues, events, whatever that you've ever played?
Oh gosh,
because it sounds nuts.
That one was pretty. Actually, I mean, it was exciting because for what it was.
Given the circumstances.
Sorry, I keep doing that, but it was tame compared to a lot of the things that we've done.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, some of the more wild ones were like early on. We'd get hired by Coors Light, and they'd bring us out to do like opening day, and good God, it was just like they'd set up this section of land at the end of like the Six Flags lot, and they'd bring a stage in, and we'd set up and play, and it was just all you could eat, all you can drink, and people just got, I mean, like, are you going to be able to walk into the game?
It got real country real quick.
Well, and like if it was an early first pitch, like which was I believe like 11 o'clock. If it was an 11 o'clock first pitch, we were there at 5:30 in the morning. People started showing up at 6:30 in the morning and just power drinking.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like 3 or 4 food truck vendors were out there, and just like it was just a free for all. People falling down before the first pitch.
Those were some crazy, I guess, sports related shows. But yeah, we've man. being in a band for 20 plus years and being a cover band, which is really, I guess we're dubbed a party band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, we've seen and been a part of a lot of like, is this really happening right now? Moments.
Pre-wife, pre-kid status in this band was pretty much anything goes. Like our mule shows. I remember Robbie, the owner of the
On
Mule.
Camp Bowie?
Yeah.
Right.
Did you ever go to the Mule?
I did. I love that place.
R.I.P. the
Everybody
Mule.
loved that
Yeah.
place.
Pour one out for the
Yeah.
Mule.
Yeah.
We love it. But he used to tell me, because I worked for him later at Oscar's Pub, which is still open on Camp Bowie. But he would tell me, like, do you know that before a Pooh Live Crew show, I had to order 4 extra bottles of Jaeger just to get us through the night so we wouldn't run out? Like, holy cow. That's a lot. I mean,
That's a lot.
that place only held, I think capacity was like 75 people. And
Yeah,
that was pushing it.
Yeah, I was
that
about
was
to say
maybe 60. Yeah.
That was.
He would push the envelope for sure. He didn't care.
It was, of course, he just would whatever you guys want to drink, he just just keep it flowing because he knew that the more we would booze, then the
more they would booze.
everybody else would booze, and then the crazier we would get, which would it was just a very
irresponsible,
crazy,
irresponsible for everybody.
that was a cool little spot, man.
It really was.
I remember
it was everything.
We played one show, and I don't remember how we ended up deciding to do this. But we were like, let's play the show in adult diapers. So we show up.
I know how it came up.
I feel like I've seen
we were doing a
pictures
lot
of
of
this.
this, and we said,
there was definitely some drinks
we
involved.
said, hey, what would be funny?
The most distinct part, I can't say I remember a ton from that night, other than the pictures, which are hilarious because my guitar's covering me up, and it looks like I'm just standing in a bar naked.
Well, along with five other dudes.
Yeah. But I remember Robbie, the owner of the Mule, he called the next day, and he's like, man, I got to ask you, dude, just any other bar let y'all do this? I was like, hell no. I was like, we wouldn't try this anywhere else. And he was like,
The only other place possibly that back in those days that we could get away with something like that we did get away with a lot of stuff was Spencer's
Corner.
Which is in Ridgely.
Oh my God.
By the mall.
Yeah.
And it's not there anymore, R.I.P. Spencer's Corner, but there was some rowdy-ass nights there.
God, we had a lot of, like, signature moments as a band. Like, I mean, like, I was trying to think.
We had to tie it back into the Rangers, we had the milk chugging contest to give away.
Oh, my God. Yeah, so going back
they would give us free Ranger tickets to get into
like
the opening day.
I mean,
Okay.
stacks,
Yeah.
dude. So
That's how they compensated us for that show back then.
Wow.
Yeah, so
So because we would do that show almost for free, and they would give us these stacks, and we were like, well, we got to try to monetize something. Like, we're paying for sound to come out and stuff like that. So we had the idea to raffle some of them off, but then for the rest of them, we did a show at Spencer's Corner, and we were like, you get 5 tickets to get you and your party in opening day for a milk chugging contest, which...
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the
can't-
debacle that can go on, like the human body can't like process that
it's
much
coming
milk.
up. It's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we put these 2 dudes on the side of the stage, and we're playing.
While you're playing.
While
Okay.
we're playing. Yeah,
And they're just chugging
It was
out of
really
a-
weird, dude.
out of a gallon.
It was a weird thing. 'cause
They both have a gallon.
people are just kind of looking at us and like, what's up with the dudes chugging milk and the chairs? And you try to explain it. Like, it's really funny. You guys are going to see. And then they both just beeline to the restroom, and
Did they make it?
They did make it.
They did
Wow.
make it, but then you didn't see them the rest of the night. Like, they were just gone.
But what did happen is they made it to the bathroom, but maybe not to the stall because there was a mess on the floor, which the odor trickled out slowly to where like half the crowd. We lost half the crowd at that point. Like they were leaving, and our old lead singer Reese was just like he like committed to the bit. He was like, no, you just like
We keep them right here.
yeah. We were like
They vomit in front of everyone, or this is a bad bit. Like,
We were like-
what?
we were like, we actually have to entertain these people and play music at some point. He's like, no, y'all be quiet. Watch them till they puke. Like,
One that people talk about at Spencer's is, I remember this guy got up and he started dancing, like, and he took his shirt off. And,
yeah.
Yeah, and then I was like, I go, man, what I'd really like to see is this dude just belly slide across. They had that, checkerboard dance floor,
Yeah.
And I was like, ladies, any ladies got any lotion in their purse? Which is the weirdest request. So, like 9 females just run up and they just just squirt this dude down, and then he just runs across the floor and just.
We thought it was going to be lubed up, and it was not. Like there was chafing. There was like it.
Yeah, I think he lost a couple nipples, but that was one that
he was dubbed lotion.
Everybody's
boy.
like, dude, that was like, I love the way y'all scripted that. I was like, we did not script that, bro. That was just like, one of the crazy shows back in the day.
And then we go back out, and they'd be like, "Is Lotion Boy going to make an appearance tonight?" Any Spencer's Corner show, they'd be like, "Where's Lotion Boy?"
Did y'all know who he was?
I remember.
Yeah, we did. We knew him personally, but we did not know that was.
We didn't know who he was, but he would. I remember he came up like 5 years later, and he's like, "Remember me, Lotion Boy?" And I'm like, I love that you're hanging on to that name. That's like your claim to fame.
The proudest moment of his life.
Yeah.
I am Lotion Boy from this day forth.
Look at this.
You shall call me Lotion Boy.
I remember one other one at Spencer's Corner. The one that I always laugh at is Spencer Jr., which Spencer was senior, I guess, was the one that owned the bar. Well, his son, Spencer Jr., like he ran shop there. He was like the manager. And I remember he would always like come in and go, "Man, Josh Weathers had an awesome crowd." And I'm like, well, of course Josh Weathers had an awesome crowd. The guy sings like, Whitney Houston and Jesus. Like, of course he's going to have a great crowd. But he was always like trying to pin us against him. I'm like, dude, we're not even in the same ballpark as him.
Do you know Josh Weathers?
Yeah, oh yeah, Josh. We go way back with Josh.
I gave up a while back, but let him know I still want him on the show.
We'll let him know. We played
Come
with
on,
him.
Josh.
We played with him last year at NTX Brewfest. Isn't that what it was?
Yeah, the some Burleson thing.
It's like a Brewfest they do down there. But what's funny is the Spencer Jr. came in, and one night he came in the green room, and he's like, "See this door?" He goes, "Josh was mad at his band, and he made a hole this big in the door." But he would always, like, compare, like, sales and people. And I'm like, we don't care, dude. Like, Josh is the greatest. Like, he can have all the awards if that's what it takes. So at the end of the night, I was like, man, I don't remember if I prompted or one of the guys, who else in the band, but Henny,
the leg.
He's like a rhino. He's like a rhino.
Yeah.
I was like, man, it'd be really cool if you made a bigger hole in the door than that one right there. And he just lowers his head and gets this crazy look in his eye, and he runs through the door. And this is after like the bar is shut down. Well, he ran through the door so hard it just exploded like Kool-Aid Man. And then cops are out there and they draw their guns on him. They're like, what the hell's going on here?
Oh my God,
he
dude.
knocked it out of the frame.
Dude,
Like,
we almost lost the leg.
Destroyed it. Yeah, we almost lost the leg on just like a total bit that we're doing.
Oh my God.
And what's funny was like he worked. The leg actually bartended there part time at the time.
Oh, that's
And
right.
Spencer was like, "You have to work that off, dude. Like, what do you?" And he was like, "Well, you said that we should make a bigger hole than Josh did in the green room door." He's like, "I think I just accomplished that."
Take
So,
that.
yeah,
Take that, Weathers.
Yeah.
He called Spencer Jr. called the next day. "Hey man, do other bars let you run through their door?" Like,
So you need to talk to Robbie over at the Mule.
hey, dude, we only did adult diapers over here, dude. Like,
You guys need to start taking notes of what y'all allow compared to others.
The early days of Pooh, man. There's some pictures that was pre-video, social media, like really becoming a thing. And
Yeah.
And thank God.
Yeah,
It's
thank
like,
God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The look on your face when you said that.
Yeah, no.
Oh, thank God.
I just had a lot of stuff flash across the old brain there. Yeah.
It was a different world back then.
It
boys
really
and girls.
was.
Yeah. So is everybody married and has kids now?
No.
So our drummer, which has always been with us,
He'll never do that.
he'll never. No.
Yeah.
Like, it's something weird. Like, she had feet. I'm not.
Can't marry her.
Yeah, he's that guy.
You remember
so.
that whole Seinfeld bit with Costanza?
Oh, the big hands?
Something. It was like this whole
But he had
It was an entire episode
She
about
had
that.
big hands.
He had a hiccup about some
And it could be
trait.
anything.
Yeah.
It could be anything.
No, they went and they ate dinner, and she's like cracking.
She's manhandling
She's like
crab
lobster.
legs.
It was crab legs.
It's like-
She had these like burly hands.
He's like, I can't handle that.
Oh,
That's Dave.
He's
That's Dave.
that way with feet. It's like, oh, dude, did you see her feet?
No. She's going to get a pedicure before I even think about talking to her.
Well, we got our drummer single. Obviously, Henny. He's got 2 girls, and I've got 2 boys. He's got a daughter, Johnny D. I'm pointing as we talk on a podcast.
We've got a camera.
Yeah, you got a camera.
And
There
for
you
some
go.
reason, it's still working. It usually shuts out
That's good.
about this
All right.
time. But
I think it just it's on. It's on.
Yeah, it's
on.
working.
And then our new bass player, Dale Brunson. He's single. He does not have any kids.
And he's significantly younger than
Yeah.
the rest of
Yeah.
us. So
Yep.
and he's doing it right.
these are the wild days of Pooh Life Crew for him.
Yeah, these are he's living the So I think I was 30 when I started with the band, or 31, something like that. So it was definitely like the 20s were already long gone, but kind of lived my 20s in my 30s, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Or relived my 20s
Yeah.
in my 30s.
Right.
Something like that. I had 2 decades of debauchery.
Well, man, I kind of want to see, Lotion Boy at a milk chugging contest and the leg run through a door, man.
Dude,
I feel like we got to bring this back.
That's the next blowout. It's just the reunion of going down memory.
Yeah, all we do.
Adult diapers,
Yeah,
everything
the
you
whole
can
thing.
think of. Like all your craziest bits.
All the craziest bits.
That'll be the next blowout. It was just,
Dude, I am still telling people about, I guess it went, when is the blowout? Did I miss this year's blowout?
No, we didn't do.
we haven't done one.
okay.
We don't
Yeah.
do it every year. It's a pretty big undertaking because it's like it's all these different concepts, and it's like where you essentially learn. There's so much material and costumes that we kind of spread it out. We were trying to do every other year. We didn't get to it this last year.
So I went to the last one.
You went to the last one. That's
God,
right.
man, I am still telling people about that. It legitimately is the most fun I've ever had going to a show.
Oh, wow.
It
Oh,
was
dude.
so good.
I'm
You
so
guys,
glad you came
listen,
out, man. Thank you.
y'all curated. Y'all curated an excellent thing. I mean, it wasn't just music. It wasn't just covers. You guys put on one hell of a show, and that blew me away. We haven't talked since that show.
Yeah, I guess we haven't. It's I think a lot of people like cover band. You just get up there and just hammer through the songs, man. Dude, there's so many avenues to have fun with it, man. And that's kind of like our showcase of like if you ever hung out with us at a practice or we're always brainstorming these just idiocracy ideas, and we try to put all of we'll lay out 50, 60 note card ideas or concepts, and then we power rank them and okay, dude, it's
very Lorne Michaels Saturday Night Live approach.
Yeah.
Like it's just all these bits, like literally color coded on the floor.
Yeah.
And then getting on the ladder and taking a picture of it so everybody can remember it.
And then whittling it down and then arranging them to how this is going to be presented. And then we always get a run sheet and we're like, oh, it's like 45 minutes long. And then we play it and it's like
it's an hour and a
guys,
half.
You've been up here for 4 hours.
Well, the first blowout was I remember because I had my brother mix down the show, the audio of the show.
Where were y'all playing?
It was the same. It was,
we did it.
It was 2020. Originally was the first one, 2020, and the show. He goes, "Do you realize that the runtime on this show, because we opened for ourselves, of course, we did it at that show
we
too.
We couldn't afford an opener, so we, of course, that's what we've done at both times.
Yeah, the first year was Shart, a tribute to Heart.
Yeah.
So we did a Heart set. He said from the first Shart song to the end of the show, it was a 4 hour and 40-minute runtime. We're like, oh shit!
God,
we got a little carried away,
and we didn't. You can't do a run through.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
You can't rehearse it.
It's too much.
And so with all the material and costume changes and all that stuff, and then so we tried to whittle it down for the one that you were at, and it ended up still being right at 4 hours. We whittled 45 minutes down, but we were trying to get it to be about a 2.5 hour runtime.
Yeah.
And it's just there's no way. You just got to hope for the best.
So did you get the show? Were you there for Queens of Country?
Yes.
Okay, you saw Queens of Country.
I think I was there for the whole thing, which is characteristic of me. Like, usually after 9 o'clock, I'm good for another 10 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
But,
Cool. So
dude.
you saw all the bits then.
Yeah. And
Well, thanks for making it. Thanks.
Shit,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
I'm never missing a blowout, for
Okay,
sure.
good deal.
But the ideas that you guys came up with were so wild and so out of left field. I mean, that was half the enjoyment right there, is just kind of getting to experience how distorted and screwed up your brains
Yeah,
are, man.
that's it.
No, it was so good. So good.
A lot of that comes from if Scott goes to vacation in Hawaii and gets some downtime by himself with a spiral and a pen. That's what he comes back
All
because
up here is just organizing.
It's literally what he can. Like, I got this, and this. And we're gonna do another blowout, by the way. And then this is what I got going so far.
I got blowout 3. And usually what we do is, the process is we go, we'll do a blowout, but we go to Red River every year and we do something called Mardi Gras in the Mountains. And It's essentially where it's the whole band. We drive up there in a van. We get to play 2 nights up there. We get there a day early. We stay a day late so we can just hang as a band. And that's usually the time where we start getting into okay, dude, what's the weeds of another blowout. So I'm really hopeful we sit down and we really form the what blowout 3 is going to be.
You got any really wild ideas that you can kind of spoil for us?
There's an old one that I can give. It's not a huge spoiler, but
is it going to be coming back?
Well, we used to do. I do a mean Michael Jackson impression, and we used to do a Michael Jackson medley in our set before Leaving Neverland, the movie, came out.
Oh,
that was kind of the deal breaker for that. We were like,
we might need to tuck in MJ for a little bit.
Let's step off. Let's step away from MJ for a minute.
Let's put some distance between that. Yeah.
But we had this signature medley that we would do, Michael Jackson medley. But so we stopped doing it, and then he does a lot of the Prince material that we do. If we do Prince, he's doing the Prince stuff. Like the first blowout. Was it the first blowout that you did?
That was the first one.
So yeah, he did a triple header of Prince, had the whole get up. So I was thinking,
and I don't do Prince any justice, by the way. So anyone that's thinks you're going to come out and go, oh, he does some great
That's
Prince.
Prince for sure.
And by mean Michael Jackson, I mean, yeah, it's not great. But one of the concepts was to have a dog fight of Prince and Michael Jackson in costume, going back and forth with songs and making a huge medley around that, and just
yeah, and it's kind of like you had a slow song, I had a slow song,
yeah,
you had the the dance song, I had the dance song, and then you go back and forth. But I think that'd be really cool. Yeah, and I've got some ideas for the opener, but I don't even want to tip.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't even heard these ones yet. So
well, I didn't hear milk chugging contest, so obviously I'm a little.
Well, maybe
disappointed.
I think you have a good idea. I think
you
we got to revisit some old bits at this next blowout. Get Lotion Boy, Milk Chuggers.
Where are you, Lotion Boy? Do you know where he's at?
Maybe a diaper set.
I couldn't identify that.
We will start the search now.
You could bring a lineup of 5 dudes in here, and I could not tell. I couldn't recognize Lotion Boy to save my life.
I wonder if Lotion Boy would be the one missing 2 nipples.
It could be.
He's heavily chafed in the chestal area.
Yeah.
Still to this day.
I'm sure he
Hair
is.
never grew back.
Okay, we were playing through a PA. That was louder than anything we could.
Holy shit.
That was so loud. His poor nips.
God, man. Oh, how wild. Well, what else do you got coming up? You got any big shows?
So last time I was super unprepared. You asked me, and I had nothing.
Did you go back and listen to our last one?
Well, I remember you asking. I did go back and listen to it.
I listened to it, yeah.
How bad
it was
I
such a
on
good
podcast?
episode, man.
So we talked about it, Red River. That's February 28th, March 1st. It's called Bull of the Woods. It's a small bar.
Established in 1909.
Yeah, dude.
All
but,
wood.
shit.
But yeah, it's so
cool.
badass.
Red River is seriously the most affordable ski place you can go. But man, we're up on the mountain snowboarding, skiing during the day, and then come hang at the bar at night, and we play. And it's like we do 9 to 11, dude. It's very, very dad friendly, if you will.
Yeah.
But we do 2 different sets. We do one on Friday, one on Saturday. Try to
never
make
repeat.
it diverse.
Yeah, never repeat it. We usually do RAR for St. Patty's Day. This year we're going to do the Rusty Nickel. I don't know if you've been over there or not.
I've been there.
So we're actually doing our St. Patty's Day show. It's going to be on March 16th, which is the day before, which is a Sunday. didn't want to do it on a Monday because that's kind of a like a weird
Yeah.
day to have a show. So we're gonna do a Sunday 5 p.m. show.
That's a good sized stage, man. That's a
It's
nice
super
venue.
cool, dude. Like we played there a couple of times, I think, before it turned into Rusty Nickel even.
Yeah, it was.
And they've really done some work, dude. They're like the stage is awesome. They got good sound.
What was that called?
Layout.
Smokestack something?
Smokestack 1892 or something weird. I don't
They had like a platform stage, but Rusty Nickel did the whole thing.
They
Decked
pimped
out.
it out, man. They went all out. So
Have y'all been keeping an eye on that Parker County Brew over towards
when
on
I
your way to
drive by,
Weatherford?
because we used to play there when it was Parker County Ice House, and we had some great freaking shows out there, man. And
That's what that stage reminds me of. That's why I
Yeah,
brought
very
it
much
up.
so. Yeah.
I think we were probably part of the culprits of getting that shut down. They were having noise complaints.
Oh, really?
And I remember at the end of one of the shows, I was like, we're doing our last song. I was like, hey, everybody make some noise and make sure they can hear us across the highway. And I was just joking. They heard us.
Oh, my God.
And they were pissed off, and they wheel up, and like cops are like, we're going to give you, noise violation. Like,
What? So
yeah, they had some real struggles
for
out
anybody
there, man.
listening that doesn't know about this place, it's on I-20 as you're leaving Fort Worth, headed towards Weatherford. The area is
Hudson Oaks.
Hudson Oaks.
Yeah.
Next to a kind of tucked behind a Brookshire's shopping center almost. kinda
There's a
offset.
lot of shopping too
Yeah.
in that area. Yeah.
But you know what?
Starbucks.
What's crazy is the distance between that stage and the other side of I-20 has got to be at least half a mile.
Well, the other
Right?
ridiculous part is like an average show is like clocking at, I don't know, 85 decibels. The highway is freaking rocking 110, but the music is the problem. So I don't know. I'm sure there's somebody that's going to listen and go, I live in that house across there, and you're wrong, boy.
Well, and there's got to be some kind of, I mean, if you're going to have a venue like that with a stage, then you got to give them a little bit of leeway. Like if you're playing your ass off after 10 o'clock on a Tuesday, I guess that's an issue. But
Do you remember back right when West 7th started blowing up and Capitol Bar was like right when it first opened, there was like nothing
it's like
really
2015,
around there.
2014.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty accurate.
Capitol Bar. Yeah.
Because there wasn't anything down there
They opened
before
Nothing,
2015.
nothing. So
They opened in 10. So yeah.
So they opened up, and then there was really nothing around. And then after like the second year, they started building all those apartments around there. Well, then the apartments are like you got to turn down. You can't do that. And then they built that huge wall to like try to keep it, not here. I'd have friends like one of our buddies that owned the Grotto. He's like, dude, I could step on the patio and I could hear y'all clear as day, like over at the Grotto, which is on the other side of 7th Street,
Yeah.
So they really couldn't baffle it, but I thought that was really funny that,
know
Capitol
where you
Bar
are.
comes first, then you build apartments. You look at apartments and go, oh, there's a stage down there, and then you're like, no, stop doing that down there. It's weird.
I had an apartment down across from Rodeo Goat, like right across the street from Rodeo Goat.
Yeah.
And sick unit, one bedroom apartment. Excuse me. hold on.
What year was this? Like,
This was probably 2019,
okay.
2018.
So it was already officially West 7th was booming.
But that's why we moved down there, was because it was a
be
cool
in the middle
spot.
of all that. Yeah.
And so the girlfriend at the time, we'd been there for like 2 nights, and I'm snoring. She's like, "How are you sleeping through this? It's madness out there. The music, the traffic. I mean, the windows, the walls, whatever on those apartments are paper thin, and so you can hear somebody coming to a stop outside the window.
Oh,
right?
good Lord.
And it was just driving her crazy. It took me like 2 nights to acclimate to it, but I don't think she ever got used to it.
Yeah.
So some people, they can't handle it. Guess what? Don't move there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
No,
would
my
be a head scratcher to move in that environment. And I didn't see this coming.
Yeah, my father-in-law moved right around where you're talking about when he moved back into town. We were like, don't move there. And he's like, no, I like it. And it took him 2 months to break his lease and move out.
I bet that happens a lot down there.
Yeah.
Got to.
Well, my deal was I had to get out of there because it was, I'd come home from work and across the street in every direction is a bar. And every single one of them was awesome. And then Fred's was down the street, and all the great places to
I
eat
can
were
see
right
that.
there. It's before they started changing it up.
Yeah.
Back when it was cool.
Yeah.
I wouldn't live there now, but back whenever I was there, it was still pretty badass.
Yeah,
You still had Terra Mediterranean, which, thank God, they are back in the area.
Oh, they really?
They just
I didn't know
opened
that.
back up. Yep.
Huh.
We lost MASH, but we got Terra back.
Okay.
So.
We used to go down there and we'd play, Capitol Bar and then Magnolia Motor Lounge every once in a blue moon. And once Magnolia moved, I can't say I really got back down there.
There's no reason to. I like the egg rolls at Kung Fu Saloon. That's about it.
We did.
Yeah, those are good.
What's the name of that bar that has like the faux, like, the fake store, convenience store in front of
Bodega.
Bodega. Yeah.
Shout out Chaz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it was his birthday.
Oh, yeah.
We played there for his birthday, and but that was the last
it.
time we were over in that
That was the
area.
last time, but
That was 3-4 years ago now, something like that.
Yeah, we the old folk, man. We don't get down there.
I was a regular at Bodega before it got cool, and then right about the time that I was like, we're getting out of here, and didn't renew the lease. Bodega had gotten very, very popular, and I didn't like going in there anymore. So
it's cool. I had no idea.
It's a badass spot.
Yeah.
I was psyched that nobody knew about it, and I could go in there and enjoy the whole place to myself for the first 3 or 4 months.
That's always a bummer when people discover your favorite spot. Yeah.
Well, I was just so removed from, like, we come out, we get done with the show, and I think we were done pretty early. It was like 11:30 or midnight or something, and walk out, and I didn't know that, like, people are just in droves on the streets. It's like New Orleans style, and everybody's boozing, and like I almost saw 3 fights happen. I was like, man, I didn't even get my stuff and go. I'm gonna see myself out.
And then right around the corner, it's not there anymore, but the Varsity
Tavern.
That place, goddamn.
Yeah.
I'd been in there twice, and both times it was a mistake.
That's what ran.
But
once that place went up, I believe that's when like Capitol went away, Landmark went away, all that stuff, and then eventually. Magnolia moved.
And I don't know that there's any correlation between that because they tore all that out to make way for like more apartments, right? Isn't that what's there now?
Last time we were down, what did we do back in October? We did a private party for the police thing in Ampersand.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ampersand. That's
okay.
Right.
And then, from their patio, you could see that at that point it was an empty lot.
Right.
Where
there
all
was grass.
Where
looked like nothing had ever been there.
Where all 3 of those places once stood, and like Dave had to point it out to me because he used to work. He was at Magnolia for 15 years or whatever. And I was like, where are we? He was like, that empty lot. That's where all 3 of those places were. I was like, all right. Well,
is it becoming like you guys got to get out of here because we're building something, and then
they just keep jacking the rent up.
Oh, I'm sure.
And then at some point, when a large enough development comes in, the landowners that own those properties get an offer, and they're like, okay, we're not renewing any more leases. And actually, what was the place right next to Magnolia Motor Lounge? Because it burnt down 3 times in a year. Landmark.
Was it
I
Landmark?
think that's
Is that
right.
the one that was right
I think
behind
that's
it?
right.
Yeah,
it was right next to it.
It was right across.
So they had a series of fires, and on the third one, I don't know. Hey, allegedly. Anyway,
our sales are down. Burn it.
But they never did open back up after that. And then next thing you know, there was talk about Magnolia Motor Lounge closing down, and was it the backyard or
backyard was part of Capitol
right next
Bar.
to it? Yeah. And they were talking about shutting all that down. It's like, Jesus, man, what's happening to this area? But anyway, so it's not cool no more.
It used to be at one time. It was happening.
It was the best.
Yeah.
And Magnolia Motor Lounge, for me, their old location, that was a big part of it. I love that place.
Oh, it was
Everybody
awesome.
loved that place.
Everybody did.
That was super cool. They're trying to recreate that, off the circle now.
They got a great stage. I mean, it's a good spot, and they've got parking now. So
and Dave's still there.
Yeah.
And I was there for a
drummer,
few years.
Our drummer Barton's there. Yeah, Johnny was there for a little bit.
I was there for about 2 years.
Yeah.
Prior to about 6 months ago.
Talking about the new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I live 90 seconds away from the front door, so I was like, I'm going to do yes.
You're just like, do you live inside the circle?
Right outside of the circle. In fact, me, Scott, and Dave are all in Ridgely Hills, which is right behind it.
It's crazy the amount of musicians that live in Ridgely Hills. Like,
there's Brad Thompson. There's Justin Pate. Yeah,
Brad's been on the show.
I saw that episode with you guys.
Yeah, and Mark Lettieri.
Mark
I don't know if you're
Lettieri's
familiar
there?
with him. Awesome guitarist. Plays in
What band?
Snarky Puppy and Fearless
Okay.
Flyers.
He's a Grammy winner, though. He's he's like a little
A highfalutin Grammy winner.
He's a tier above the rest.
Yeah.
I wonder if he can put a big hole in the door like Weathers.
James Hinkle lives in that neighborhood.
Yeah.
There's a bunch.
There's a lot of,
Go ahead, give us the addresses.
yeah.
Address, phone number, email.
5408 Chickering. That's Hinkle. He'll give you an acceptance speech once you knock on his door.
He's a very generous acceptance speech giver. He'll do it.
Yeah, the city sure is changing, isn't it, fellas? I don't know. Makes you feel old having watched all this shit. But,
Everything makes me feel old.
Yeah, like plantar fasciitis.
Yes.
Things that make you feel old.
Neuropathy. I got neuropathy.
Well, I don't know if I told you this yet. Did I tell you about the top 10 episodes on our lineup? Did we talk about that yet?
No.
You brushed it as we walked in. Give us a recap.
So
Give us some stats.
Here's our top 10. Fort Worth Fire Department, I think, is number 1. And then the second most played episode that we got out of the 299 is the Mayor of River Oaks. He's got a huge fan base.
Okay.
But out of the 299 episodes, and you guys haven't been on the show in 2 years, the 8th most popular episode played on the Fort Worth Roots podcast is the one we did with Pooh Live Crew.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Boom.
That perfectly correlates. We're like the 8th best cover band in Fort Worth. So that's
registering
I
right
love
there.
it. We're just like
right under the elite.
we're hitting our metric right there, man.
Well, and your energy is different today too, because you guys were super hyped about the blowout. You guys were in production mode, marketing mode, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that had something to do with it, because you guys were pushing hard for that blowout.
Yeah. That was like blowout, in which it's probably going to change on how we do it this time, but it was 6 months of every free second. Yeah, like for me personally, I could spare to to do a lot of the things, you know, to make that happen.
Yeah,
there's a lot that goes on, and we're totally DIY, man. It was like we don't know if we're gonna sell 2 tickets, so we gotta like learn how to do this crap, you know.
It was well worth it. We ended up selling out that night, so for our own production, like
it was packed. It was absolutely packed.
It was the other thing that like really worked in our favor is we had a huge ice storm come in the week before.
That's
the
right.
show,
I forgot about that.
Everyone got pushed in, like had cabin fever, and then we had great ticket sales, and then it was like the arrow just goes, just like everybody's like, I'm getting out of the house, I'm going to the blowout.
Yeah,
to the point of like, I remember the ladies running the ticketing for us at Ridgely. She's like, dude, your ticketing app, I guess I put. We're done at, stop selling tickets at 10 p.m. or something, like an idiot. Another detail that I didn't go over.
Yeah.
And then she's like, we went through all the cash we had, like everything. Like, dude, she was just scrambling to sell tickets, man. So it was cool, man. We had a perfect storm. Like, I don't know if we could duplicate that again, but.
I feel like you can, just because, I mean, we talk about this a lot, but you guys being around as long as you have been and being such a spectacle on stage, you've got a huge Fort Worth fan base. In fact, there was a little bit of an awkward moment right before you got here. These 3 people walked in, and I walked in behind them, and I was like, hey, guys, what's up? Do y'all know who Pooh Live Crew is? And expecting them to, like, light up and be like, oh, what?
What'd you call me,
boy? And they had no idea who Pooh Live Crew was. And I was like, what? Anyway, but that's my my barometer on Fort Worth and the music scene. Like, everybody knows who Pooh Live Crew is, so I was just blown away that they didn't know. But
it happens quite a bit.
I've never seen it, but so first for me.
When we get our heads right for blowout number 3, we will come back.
Hell yeah!
I will be at 11 one more time. That's usually how it goes.
No, but this is good. We get both versions of it.
Yeah,
a little more laid back.
But yeah, this year I've got right now we usually do about 40 to 50 shows a year.
Yeah.
I'd say we've booked about 25, 30 so far. So, yeah, we got cool stuff, man. Like, we're going to play Rangers Open Day this year.
Hell yeah.
We'll be down at Texas Live. That's May 27th, March 27th. Thank you. I don't have my dates right. We got Main Street Arts Festival coming up, April 12th. We've been doing that for about
since 2007.
Yeah, that's been kind of a staple, which is a super cool, fun gig. We're in the middle of the afternoon on like a Saturday, which is perfect. But that's always a super fun slot to get to do that. We're doing Taste of Addison this year. Never done that. Don't know anything about it. Have you ever been to Taste of Addison?
No, I have not.
I don't get up that way.
But if you say it's cool, I believe you.
I have no idea if it's cool. TBD. I'll get back to you on that. One that we did earlier in the year, out in Mineral Wells, which just sounds crazy. Like you never go out to Mineral Wells as like a destination.
Unless you're going to the state park.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Yeah. Actually, I've done a lot of camping out there.
Yeah.
Love
it.
But anyway, we got a call and like, hey, we have this hotel.
Crazy Water.
Crazy Water Hotel.
Nice.
And I don't get out there, man.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm apologetic. I don't really know. We went out there. It was like, whoa. This is out here. This is going on.
So I know about it, but I haven't been there either. So
You should come out, man. So we do a it's a Thursday. It's May 15th. I know it's weird to go out to Mineral Wells, but everybody that came to the show essentially got a room there, and we're supposed to play on the rooftop overlooking like the old Baker
Hotel. Yeah. That's gonna be cool.
Which it's cool to see, but of course the just 70 degrees and clear all week. The one day we're playing, it pours ass, and then it was totally clear, like so what's crazy, they've got one section is it's all outdoors, and then the other, they have an indoor version.
Oh, cool.
So we moved over to that and held a party on the inside, which surprisingly, I guess I didn't have a ton of expectations, but had a great crowd out there, and it's a fun show, man.
It was crazy.
Really cool.
It's a ticketed event. It gets you like a meal downstairs. Nice. You come upstairs, see the show. We do a meet and greet, which we didn't even know at the time. Like, we're doing what? Like, no, just go talk to your VIP ticket holders. We're like, we'll talk to anybody. We didn't know who spent money on this.
Am I not allowed to talk to the regular ticket?
No, it was super cool. It turned out to be really nice.
That's awesome, man.
And hopefully next time we're actually on the rooftop. But great historic hotel.
Yeah.
We ended up partying with the event coordinator. They have a big grand piano in the main foyer of the hotel, and we were just like 2:00 in the morning, just all singing and playing around the piano, and like throwing down.
Huge, like open, like atrium area, and there's two of them. And then one side is kind of like restaurants, bars, circulation desk. Main entrance to the elevators. Then you go to the other side, and it's a lot of retail places on the other side, but huge. And they were setting up.
They're setting up Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
this was back in October, November.
Yeah.
That's where my lady gets her hair did.
Back at the hotel?
At the hotel.
Oh,
really?
No kidding.
No way.
Oh, check it out. Go with her one time. Check it out.
Do the double duty. Get your
hair
done that day.
We'll stay the night.
Stay the night. Yeah. Hang out with us.
That's
all
awesome.
right, babe. You hear that? She doesn't listen to the show anymore.
That's like people go, oh, do your wives come to your show? Like, no, they quit that a decade ago.
Yeah. They stopped doing that.
They've seen enough poo.
Whenever we first started dating, she listened to everything I made, and now it's like, hey, did you catch the morning show?
Nope.
Never. Not in the last 4 months.
No, just go to work. Come home with money. That's all you got to do.
It's part of the cycle. It happens. Yeah.
But yeah, that does sound like a rad.
It
show.
is. It's a really cool. And
it was, like I said, it was unexpected.
It's different. It's a different experience for sure.
I just didn't. I didn't know.
We're always here to support you guys, and it doesn't matter if it's a blowout or whatever. If you tag Fort Worth Roots, we will always share it. So
I love it,
likewise.
man. Well, thanks for the support, man, and I love that you're growing. This is your thing. You do it full time, dude.
Congratulations to you,
man.
Thank you.
Kudos.
Yeah. Appreciate it.
You gotta drop in the clap.
Let's see. It's gonna take me a second to find it. Here we go. Come on. Where is it?
We'll do it. Hold on.
Full-time podcast.
I don't want to hit the
clap
wrong
into
one.
the mic.
There we go.
Andrew.
See, now if you'd have set that up, it would have worked. It would have been ready. You would have had your spiral open to that
now
page.
I'm curious, what other drops do you have in there?
Yeah.
Well, we haven't done this shit in a while, so sorry, folks. Here we go.
Let's find some inappropriate stuff.
This one sounds inappropriate. It's called Rim Shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, look.
Ah.
I like This is John Hendricks.
And that's all of them. I ran through them real fast, folks. Sorry about
good.
that.
This is, hold on, let me see. This one's there.
It's got them listed up there.
Oh, I got it. Yeah. This is awesome. Oh, this is when we came out in adult diapers. This is after we got done with our first song. The laughing stopped, but this is me after a bad joke, which they never do. Yeah. I love it, man. You got all the toys, dude. See, this is what a professional podcast can bring you.
I never use these, and I ought to update the sound effects because some of these are just stupid. But I've got so for the morning show now, I incorporated rain.
Don't do that. I got to pee. Turn that off. Right
We're almost out of here. And then I'll pull back the curtain for a minute. Sorry, folks. Our traffic helicopter is actually just audio. We don't actually have
We're seeing
a helicopter.
traffic over I-30 right now.
But that's exactly so I have a guy call in, and he does that every morning.
Seriously?
Yes.
There's
That's
a white Bronco going about 45 miles an hour.
With 30 police cars behind him.
And lots of fans lining the interstate.
And I don't know why I did this, but I thought I'd be able to use this at some point. This is like, it's got the helicopter and the cops in the background.
You're in
Situation.
the West 7th area. Sorry, that's bad.
Yeah, if you're in the West 7th area after 10:30.
That's recorded out of your old apartment, right?
Yeah, I got that right there next to Rodeo Goat.
That's bad. That's bad.
That
Sorry.
could have been any night of the week, yeah.
Sorry, City of Fort Worth.
All right. Well, guys, thank y'all so much for doing this with me. Are there any, give them some social media sites or where to find your stuff?
Man, we're old school, so probably most traffic is on Facebook. But Pooh Live Crew, we've got a business page and we have a fan page.
Excellent.
Fan page is a little bit deeper cut, and we post all sorts of crazy stuff that goes on there. Business page it's all business, man.
All business.
We got Instagram, and then PoohLifeCrew.com is kind of the central hub.
Yep.
Get your merch.
We're developing that. And
Nope, no merch.
We got merch.
Okay.
We don't have an online store. We had one.
we have merch. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
working towards getting it purchasable online
I
and shippable.
That's year 35. I mean, we
slow.
it's baby steps.
Yeah,
to
slow your
success.
roll.
You're 35. Hilarious. Well, I got to tell you guys, I said it last time I had you on the show, I think, but the first time I caught Pooh Live Crew was at a place called Eagle's Nest.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
Don't bother going there now because they don't have a stage anymore, and it's nothing like the old Eagle's Nest.
Well,
Some new owners, they opened it up. Apparently it was like a fan movement. People that missed Eagle's Nest brought this place back, but they completely changed it up.
Well,
Looks like dog shit.
Unfortunately, the genius behind
Oh,
Eagle's
yeah.
Nest was Rick Gasky. God
Yeah,
rest his soul.
God rest
man.
his soul. Hell
He
yeah.
was a true 100% Pooh Live Crew supporter, man. But he was. I miss that guy. You would look at him and you'd be like, "This who's the dude in the corner, with the crazy hair, and,
Surfer hillbilly
yeah,
guy."
That's it. But he was like, he's always said he's like the OG, like John Taffer. Like this guy ran metrics and had data off the top of his dome about how to have a successful bar.
Yeah.
He obsessed about it, dude. Like the most meticulous bar owner I've ever worked
Really?
He
with
was
in the
stupid smart.
so it was the 100% never judge a book by its cover. 'Cause,
Yeah.
like he carved out, and man, he was running. I don't remember. He used to just like full disclosure, like multi-million-dollar bar. Like you never assume that walking by, but it was all his obsessing about it.
He would tell us like, hey, 3 years ago when you guys played blah blah blah, between the hours of 11 and 12, I ran my best numbers, and they were these numbers. And he would just give it like, and it was like something that happened way in the past. And he would have all these just data. He was just spit like,
And
how do you do that?
He would always,
This is Rick?
yeah,
Rick.
Huh.
Rick
yeah.
was
But he
beyond
He
smart.
was like, I want you on July 2nd, and this is because Texas Motor Speedway is doing this thing. It's between Main Street Art. Like he had this whole like holistic approach of like what was going to be this successful night for the band, and it was, man.
He
it
knew
was
the months that our shows were drew the
like,
most revenue.
Just
like
a bar savant, dude. Like I
he
can't. You like I said, you look at him.
But you caught one of those shows. That was
And I credit Pooh Live Crew to being one of the primary reasons that I'm into local music, because I got back from a deployment and I didn't want to go out. I didn't want to go anywhere with any people. I didn't care about live music. I never did care about live music. And after seeing you guys' performance, I ended up going out and starting to get into live music. So that was you guys.
man.
Yeah,
Dude,
hell yeah.
That's huge.
But just real quick on Rick, that dude was so I didn't get to see the analytical side of him. He was just always the good boy to me, like good old guy. Just
He was that too.
And I was really regular up there, like more than I should have been regular. I was working for myself back then, and I would come in with my laptop and sit down at a table and just work from there, just to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And anyway, long story short, my girlfriend at the time got diagnosed with cancer, and Rick caught me one day. Shit.
Oh, man.
He caught me sitting at the bar, and I just had that look that you get when you're just overwhelmed, and he just walked up
Put
a hand on my shoulder.
Yeah.
And he said, look, man, I know you're struggling right now. Bad things happen, but it's not what happens to us. It's how we respond to it. And for some reason, that just it was one of the nicest. For some reason, it came off as one of the nicest things anybody had said to me that entire, like, going through that debacle and dealing with all that.
Yeah, man.
He's just a good dude.
He was that guy, and I don't for some reason, I feel like sometimes you're put in situations and come across certain people, so exchanges like that can happen.
Yeah.
And what a perfect person to run into that day.
Totally
Like,
his character to do that.
Yeah, he's one of a kind, man. Like I can't tell you how much we miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, shit, we just
Well,
destroyed
goddamn,
the
we
vibe.
laughed and we cried. Oh my
Dude,
God!
no, that was a beautiful story. Thanks for sharing that.
No,
That's
it's-
awesome.
Man, and
'cause-
thanks for your service, dude. Thank
thank you.
Awesome, man.
I tell people all the time, like, if Andrew, little 19-year-old Andrew, hadn't joined the Army, I don't know what would have happened to that kid. So
Yeah.
that's a good move for me.
Well, man, now look
Awesome.
now look at the perk that Fort Worth has of you running this like master class podcast, dude.
We're
Thank you,
trying
bro.
to make it better every day for you,
I love it,
for you
man.
fellers.
I love it.
You're doing a great job, man. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. And you guys are just absolute rock stars in my book. So just let me know
Appreciate
if we
that,
can ever do
brother.
anything for you. I MC now. I've got my own speaker set up with my 16-channel board and all
Oh, hell
the
yeah.
stuff. And anyway,
I love it.
Nice,
love
man.
It, man. All right, brother.
All right.
We love you, man. Thanks for having us on.
absolutely. And can we do it again?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Very, very cool. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to this episode. Go see Pooh Live Crew. See ya. All right. You can find all of our guests' information on the show notes, so make sure and give them a follow. Take a look. Get creative. Enjoy some stuff. It's in the show notes. Just check that out. Again, we do a morning episode, 8 a.m., Monday through Thursday, at a place called Hoppin. It's a great little venue. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, you come in, you get an armband, they link it to your debit card, and then you're off on your own adventure. You can check out their entire wall of beers. It only charges you for what you put in the cup, so you can do it an ounce at a time. 58 different thingies on the wall. You got wine, craft beer, THC seltzers, ciders, and then they have a full cocktail bar. So don't get it in your head that it's just about the beer, because their cocktails are hoppin' at Hoppin'. I'm sorry. I don't know. I did it anyway. So check out the morning show. It's weather, it's news stories, and it's all centralized around Fort Worth. We do talk about stuff abroad, but it all starts right here in your backyard. So check that out. It's on all streaming services. Just look for Fort Worth Roots. Okay. Whew. This Tuesday nights, you can join us at McFly's Pub. We do a live recording in front of a live audience, and it starts at 5 o'clock. We always have hot pizza and an audience microphone so that you guys can get in on the recording. Got a new awesome guest every week, and usually it's a musician. And if it is a musician, they get up on stage and they play for us. Unless they don't feel like it. That's happened before, too. But we always have fun. It's always great. So, anyway, McFly's Pub, 5 o'clock every Tuesday. Come see me. What else? All sorts of crazy stuff going on. We've got Bikini Wells this Thursday, 7 o'clock at the usual. We're going to be doing a podcast recording with them. This is a one-off. This is not something we do regularly. Although we love John and his crew, Todd. Those guys are great. So we'd love to work with them, do some more stuff in the future. Some pretty cool dudes. So usual, Thursday, 7 o'clock. No cover. It's going to be fun. What else? What else? I guess that's it. Yeah, make sure you go to the show notes and follow our guests today. Let's talk about these sponsors real quick. This is how we keep the lights on here at Fort Worth Roots. And, podcasting, it's so funny, man, because if you get out there and you start talking to other podcasters, it kind of seems like 99% of them think they're just going to get picked up and be famous overnight, and somebody's just going to write them a big check. Doesn't work like that. So you got to find creative ways to get yourself funded. And what we did is we decided, well, this is all about supporting small businesses and providing stages for musicians. So we went out to locally owned businesses that have a very high rating. We made sure that we liked what they were doing, and then extended the offer. We have turned down people that have called or emailed us asking to be sponsors of the show, and we did it because we didn't trust their business. So, just want you to know that whenever we do this, we're vetting these guys. We're making sure that they have an impeccable record with the community. You can go to fortworthroots.com, hit that trusted sponsors tab, and see everybody's information that's supporting the Fort Worth Roots podcast. And it is about keeping Fort Worth dollars in Fort Worth pockets. You vote with your dollar. And if you just spend all your money at these national outfits, Chick-fil-A, Applebee's, Chili's, stuff like that, and it's not just about food, but you know what I'm saying. If we don't support these small businesses who are all struggling right now, they will just go away. So anyway, figure out how to put Fort Worth dollars back in Fort Worth pockets. Go to fortworthroots.com and hit that trusted sponsors tab. Hoppin Fort Worth, located at 2616 Weisenberger, on Instagram as Hoppin FWTX. This is a rad little spot, and we just talked about it, so we'll move on from that. Donovan Manufacturing just joined the Fort Worth Roots family. This is pretty cool. This is something that I wanted to do just because I wanted to do it. And some of you are going to find some value in this, and some of you are not. Night vision, thermals, machine gun rentals, AR-15 parts, classes, and more. But aside from that, they also have a print shop. So if you need banners, pamphlets, any kind of printed material, laser engraving for some of your swag for your business, they can do that for you. Just reach out to them by email, dylan@dylan-press.com, or find them on Facebook as Dylan-Press. We get all of our printed material from them now. They're great. And we just released an episode with Donovan Manufacturing. So check that out on our catalog. It's, I don't remember what episode. We're putting out so many daggum episodes now. But it is Donovan Manufacturing. And the name of the episode is Stretch Murder Wagon. And you'll have to listen to find out why. But it's rad. These guys are cool, and we're really happy to have them on board. Purple Web Consulting. PurpleWebConsulting.com, website design and hosting, e-commerce integration, digital strategy, and consulting. Their phone number is 817-629-6069. They are putting together our website right now, and he is simply waiting on me for the finishing touches so that we can hit the launch button. But it's such a beautiful website, and I've had this very basic website for a long time, and I'm really excited to get this new thing going. So prepare yourself for that. FortWorthRoots.com is about to get a huge upgrade. Thank you to Purple Web Consulting, and I'll stop dragging my feet and give you what you need so that we can get that going. It's done. There's a few things. So anyway, I'm sorry. I'll work on it. Fort Worth Float Company. We talked about them at the beginning of the episode. I'm doing the cold water plunge, 40-degree water for 5 minutes, and I am seeing some massive health benefits. Inflammation, soreness, just all over my body. I'm old, guys. I was telling Michelle this morning from the body scrubber, we were talking about feeling old. I'm not 40 yet. I'm getting there real quick, but I've got a lot of miles on this chassis. And just putting myself in that cold water for 5 minutes a day has decreased inflammation, my joints, I'm not as sore as I typically am whenever I get that done in the mornings. So it's been really good for me. Other thing, plantar fasciitis, which help me God, I didn't know that was a thing I was ever going to have to deal with. I've always been pretty limber. Well, I'm not anymore. And my foot, one morning I got up out of bed, took a step out of the bed, and I couldn't walk, man. My foot just gave up. And this went on for a few days. It kept getting worse and worse and worse. And finally Megan's like, yeah, you have plantar fasciitis. She did the WebMD, figured it out. And I'm like, I don't have plantar fasciitis. That's something old people get or something. No, I totally have it. So anyway, so I thought this was a coincidence. The first day that I went in and did the cold water plunge, which, by the way, the first day is miserable. Your body doesn't know how to handle it. You almost go into shock. It's really rough. I lasted, I think, 2 minutes that day. But after that, my foot problem went away, and so I'm like, oh, cool. Well, it's probably just a coincidence. So we kept doing it, and by day 4, the cold water plunge is super simple, and you actually get to where you're kind of enjoying it. And now, on day 23, I look forward to it. It's not an issue anymore. You don't have that trauma like you do on day one. But anyway, in between all this, it's supposed to be a 30-day challenge. There's scheduling issues and whatnot. So there's been a couple of times through this process where I'd miss a day, 2 days, even 3. And it started coming back. I could feel it. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Okay, so it's not a coincidence. It is actually helping my foot. So general inflammation, the foot thing, but also I think there's a mental health aspect to it as well. Like I have better days whenever I do that. And somebody more intelligent could articulate it better, but I think all in all it's a win, and it's definitely something that you should try out, but don't try it just once. I would tell you to go do it and then make sure you've got it scheduled for maybe the next 3 days so that you can make a fair assessment of it. Do it for 4 days and then find out if it's for you. If you're not going to do it for 4 days, it's not worth doing once. I don't think. Kevin may strangle me for saying that, but I really do think that you need to schedule yourself for like 4 consecutive days just to really get a feel for it. Anyway, Fort Worth Float Company, it's not just about the cold plunge. They do have deprivation tanks in there, and I think me and Kevin will probably figure out some way to make a thing out of that, because this is, in my opinion, it's the best service he's got, is the deprivation tank. If you can just kind of use your imagination, it's the closest thing I think you're going to get to like 0 G's on your body. Everybody walking around on the planet Earth is at 1 G, and there's no way to get out of that except go up in space, right? Well, I don't know about you, but I'm working on a budget. So I think the only way that you're going to feel that kind of effect is in a float tank, a deprivation tank, and it takes all the weight off of your spine and your joints, and you're able to sit in there for like an hour. I think you can also do an hour and a half, but it's super relaxing, and you can do your own research as far as the health benefits of that. But I think just for like your spine, just getting all the weight off your spine for an hour, to me, it seems like just intuitively that's got to be worth something. But we're going to probably jump into exploring that later on. Anyway, Fort Worth Float Company. They're on Instagram as FW Float Company. All right, that's enough on that. The Davis team, look no further than our friends at the Davis team for all of your property needs. They've already sold 2 homes for us at Fort Worth Roots and helped us find and close on our most recent purchase. We wouldn't have accepted any other offer of sponsorship from a real estate agent in Fort Worth because in the back of our minds, we would have always known the best was still out there. There's no commitment necessary. If you have questions about property, then visit them online, yourdavesteam.com, or give them a call at 817-755-0504. And listen, even if you're just if you have a question about your property tax or anything else that has to do with real estate, you can call them and they're happy to walk you through it, give you good information, tell you where to search more information, whatever. These are the guys that we turn to when we've got a property question. Again, that's 817-755-0504. No commitment necessary. Galaxy Wilderness Disc Golf. Galaxy Wilderness is dedicated to promoting disc golf to the masses for its health benefits through outdoor therapy, exercise, and camaraderie. Find them on Facebook as Galaxy Wilderness Disc Golf. You can email them at galaxywildernessdg@gmail.com, and you can get them on the phone at 682-228-0399. My buddy Joe, we met on a television show called Flip or Flop Fort Worth, and it went 1 season. And anyway, I met Joe. He was doing tree stuff. He was the tree guy, and I was the landscaping guy. And together, we muddled our way through an entire season on that show. And I got to know Joe, got to trust in him, and he's just a really excellent dude. I don't think he does trees anymore. I think he got out of that business, much like I got out of landscaping. It's a lot of damn work. But he started this new thing up where he will take the disc golf baskets to your event and set them all up and give you the equipment. You literally need nothing. He brings all of it. And they also have a nighttime version of it. The baskets glow. There's some LED lights involved. The discs are glow in the dark. It's really rad. So if you're looking for something unique to do with your next party, event, retreat, reunion, team building, fundraiser, whatever, give Joe a call, 682-228-0399. They're also online at galaxywildernessdg.com. Wanted to make sure I said that right, so I went and I looked up the website. It's a cool little website. I don't know who made it, but it should have been Purple Web Consulting. Yeah, our buddy Jeff Zero over there at Purple Web Consulting, our homie. Where was I? Hold on. Losing composure. Give me just a second. I'm doing something. It's not going to work. Okay, quit it, Andrew. The Body Scrubbery, our friend Michelle, you can find her on Instagram at The Body Scrubbery or online, thebodyscrubbery.com. Her phone number is 925-808-8222. And should probably let you guys know about the dating show that she's putting on. The Fort Worth Dating Show. We did this a few weeks ago, and it was awesome. Everybody had a really good time, and we figured some things out. Some things that don't work and some things that do. But everybody was awesome, and we had a great time. But there were some things that needed to be fixed. We have fixed those things. So if you did come out to the last one, just know that this one is going to be even better. And what we do is we have the person that asks the question, right? The one that gets to decide who she's going to date or he's going to date. And then on the other side of the wall are 3 contestants. And she has to decide who she's going to pick or he's going to pick by the way they answer the questions. They don't get to see each other. They don't know anything about each other other than what's in the questions. So it's a lot of fun. And I was looking something up on my phone for you, and I totally forgot. Oh, I wanted to verify the date. It is on the 21st, and I believe it starts at 7 o'clock, and I believe we're doing it at Hoppin. So more details to follow on, or to tell you guys about. But follow along on Instagram at The Body Scrubbery or the Fort Worth Dating Show, Fort Worth Dating Game, or Fort Worth Roots on all the social medias, because we'll keep you up to date on that. The Body Scrubbery is a boutique and unique spa experience. Don't cheat yourself, treat yourself. Luxury foot spa, full body scrubs, infrared heat wraps, massage, bubble tub, mud wraps, facials, couples packages, and small group parties. It's a rad little spot, and yes, it is locally owned and operated, and Michelle would love for you to come out and just relax. Let her take care of you. Again, that's thebodyscrubbery.com, located on Pennsylvania Avenue. Boulevard Brew, our buddy Brad over there giving out great coffee in a rad little space right off River Oaks Boulevard. It's got a cozy little bar scene in the back with a new home for local musicians. Give these guys a try next time you need a coffee or a place to chill. I go out there most Sundays. I put my laptop on the excellent Wi-Fi connection, and I get so much work done. It's just a good environment for it. I don't know about you, but I can't get anything done work related when I'm at the house. This weekend, she got more work out of me than I think she's ever gotten me to do at the house, like ever. We drilled 16 holes with a one-man auger, and I planted 16 8-foot posts in the ground for a new garden. And then she was working too. She put 6 raised garden beds together using wood planks, like fencing planks, and it looks really dope. But you boys wore out. That thing whooped me. If you've never used a one-man auger before, it's dangerous and it hurts. And I took a lot of ibuprofen before I went to bed, and I am taking ibuprofen today too. So pray for me. Maybe I'll make it. I should go to the Body Scrubbery and have a great massage. That would be the thing to do. But who's got time for it right now? That's why you need to schedule it out, and you can do that online. Okay. Eaton Data Solutions. We work to have relationships with vendor partners who specialize in different methods of vulnerability detection and management. Now, what does that mean? Eaton Data Solutions protects small businesses from data theft. Our buddy at Eaton Data Solutions, he's been doing this for a long time for a large company that protects the big boys, the big businesses from data theft. But as he was doing this, he realized, well, none of the small businesses can afford the company I work for. And as it turns out, over the years, these internet bullies, they've started targeting small businesses. So Eaton Data Solutions was created to take care of medium and small businesses. And you can find them at EatonDataSolutions.com. There's a tab where you can book an appointment, and his team will show up and show you where you're vulnerable and how to protect yourself. So this is something that you definitely want to do before it's a problem, because once they've got your data, What they do is they will put an encryption key around it, and if you want your data back, they're going to tell you what the price is, and you pay them, and then they either will or will not give you the passcode for that encryption key. And by the way, if they do actually give you the encryption key and you get your data back, you got days or weeks before they do it to you again. That's what they do. So protect yourself. EdenDataSolutions.com. Our buddy Darren Hauk over at Roofing Solutions by Darren Hauk. They are a residential and commercial roofing company that has earned the trust of our community. Literally, absolutely verifiable, the number one roofing company in the DFW area based off of their ratings. And the family, the Hauk family, have been taking care of Fort Worth roots for years now. We absolutely love these guys, and there is no other option. Better, you might find something out there. Surely there's another local company that's as honest and as reputable as Darren Hauk, but it'd be impossible to beat them in those in that aspect. So check them out, roofingsolutionshauk.com. Also, you can get them by phone, 817-882-6520. McFly's Pub. We are out there every Tuesday. We want you guys to come have fun with us. That is our night. We get that stage for 2 hours every Tuesday, and we take an interesting guest from around Fort Worth, usually musicians, local artists, but other people too. We've had the Davis team out there to talk about their new 501c, and we've got an author booked in April, so it's not always musicians, but most of the time it is, and they will play for us after we do the recording. It's a lot of fun. Fort Worth Roots brings pizza, and we provide an audience microphone so that you guys can get in on the recording. So, lots of fun. That's every Tuesday, 5 o'clock. Anyway, McFly's Pub is a badass little 1980s Back to the Future themed bar with an excellent outdoor patio. They've got 2 stages, by the way, one inside and one out. Big old fire pit, room for your fur baby. It is dog friendly. Daily drink specials and fun activities almost every day of the week. And you need to go check them out on Instagram, McFly's Pub, because they do always have really crazy stuff going on. They've got midget wrestling. And the last time they did this, it was insane. It was absolutely packed. And it was a lot of fun. These guys, I believe, are straight out of Mexico, and they come up here and do this show. And it is an absolute spectacle. These actors, these athletes really know what they're doing, and it's one hell of a show. So follow along McFly's Pub on Instagram or Fort Worth Roots. We make sure and update you on that. I know I've got a post up right now about that, but it's happening this month, so don't miss out. I believe general admission tickets are $25. You can get those online right now, and I would not be surprised if they sell out. So I don't know that they were sold out last time, but you could not pack another human into that yard. So they should have been sold out if they weren't. I know I showed up and paid full price at the door. So anyway, Tres Amigos Tacos and Tequila. Our buddy Sandy over there brings a fresh perspective and culinary expertise to Tres Amigos, continuing the spirit of female-led entrepreneurship and the culinary excellence that Chef Paul was known for. 909 West Magnolia Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas, 76104. And if I'm giving you a recommendation, you got to try those shrimp tacos. I think it's the Baja grilled shrimp tacos. My God. Every time I go in there. And Sandy's like, you got to try something else. I'm like, okay. This is what I like, Sandy. But they have great food. Great food, excellent bar setup. It's over there on Magnolia next to the Boiled Owl. Great spot. Cloudland Recording Studios, our buddy Joe Tacky over there is an analog and digital recording studio located in the heart of Fort Worth, Texas, just 1 mile from downtown and 5 minutes from the near Southside Entertainment District of Magnolia. If you are a recording artist, or even if you're not but thinking about becoming one, these are the guys that you want on your team. Putting out some excellent content. Our buddy Richard Keller, who stops in from time to time, not to brag, here on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. He does his recording at Cloudland Recording Studio, and I heard his most recent album, and it's amazing. Go check it out. Cloudland Recording Studios is online at cloudlandrecordingstudio.com. Baez Maintenance Services, I hope I'm saying that right. BAEZMaintenance.com is where you can find these folks or get them by phone. 817-528-3056. BMS is family-owned and operated, providing professional commercial cleaning services to establishments throughout DFW. With client satisfaction as a primary goal, high-quality maintenance is available as frequently as requested. This includes a 24-hour support system, which guarantees a quick response. Since our beginning in 2017, there has only been one major goal here at BMS: customer satisfaction. Again, that's BAEZMaintenance.com. Phone number is 817-528-3056. And I think she said they're changing their logo, but it's a T-Rex. Their logo's got a T-Rex in it. I'm like, cool, man. I like dinosaurs. So, anywho, that's all the sponsors. If you guys are interested in helping us keep the mission moving forward at the Fort Worth Roots, our mission is to support small businesses, local small businesses, and provide an additional stage for our musicians. If y'all are looking for an update on our live music series, that we are holding off on until May. We really want to knock this one out of the park. We want to make sure it's perfect for you guys. So, still trying to get some things in order, trying to accommodate some schedules. And another big part of this was we had some venues closed down. Some venues that we really were anticipating using as a location for the music series. At any rate, we will get that thing going. And this season is going to prepare us to operate even more efficiently next year, because we won't have nearly as many issues. And if we do run into issues, we'll know how to handle it, which is what we're figuring out right now. So we haven't forgotten about that music series. It will be happening, but we're going to delay the start just to make sure it's perfect for you. All right, what else? Guys and gals, thank you sincerely from the bottom of my heart for making this possible. As far as I know, inside the Fort Worth area, I'm the only full-time podcaster. I haven't met anybody else that does this full-time in our area. I would love to. That'd be fun. Let's hang out. But I was able to get this going. We're able to do this. I'm able to live my dream as a full-time podcaster because of you guys listening right now. If you've ever listened to one episode, which you are doing right now, if you've ever shared our information on social media, if you've ever come to an event, thank you so much, because I can't do this without you. It would have never happened, but we pulled it off. Last October, I stepped away from my regular job and grabbed onto this thing, and it's accelerated. I don't know if you guys have noticed. I certainly have. We went from releasing one episode a week with, pretty good regularity. There's some empty holes in our schedule over the last 4 years where we might have missed one, but for the most part, it's been pretty regular, one episode every week. And now we are averaging 6 episodes a week. That's a lot, but you can only do it if you're a full-time podcaster. So the message here is thank you. I appreciate you so much. And if we don't get to meet, just know that I'm still thinking about you. When I pull up the analytics, I've got a map, and it shows folks all over the place. And this outro has gone so long, I don't think it even matters if we go a little bit further. So let me pull open our analytics real quick and look at the map, because I want to tell you where the crazy people are that are listening to the show. This is a lot of fun for me. We got 2 in London. I guess this was just in the last 7 days. I can't do it daily. I can only do it every 7 days. 2 in Frankfurt, Germany. Did I say London already? Yeah. 2 in London, 2 in Paris, 2 in Madrid. We got a friend over here in Australia, over in Sydney. And that's cool, because most of what we do, 99% of our listeners, are right here in Fort Worth. But we've got one, and it doesn't give you the state either. It just says Longmont. 1 in Chicago. Okay. Got 2 in New York. 7 in Elmsford. And I don't know where that is, but it's up there towards New York. Takes a second. Hold on. Chesapeake. 3 in Chesapeake. 1 in Columbia. And we got 1 in Atlanta. Oh, and now we're kind of creeping into the DFW. But, yeah, Roanoke, Hearst, Newark, Linder, or Leander. I think that's down towards Austin. This map's a mess. It's hard to read. But great. Awesome. Thank you. I don't care where you're from. Thank you. Thank you for listening to the show. If you guys would ever like to tell us what you enjoy about the show or how we could make it better, you can email us media@fortworthroots.com. That is way too much talking out of me. Thank y'all so much again. And stay tuned. We got an episode almost every daggum day of the week. Hope y'all are enjoying this. I will talk to you later. See ya. Bye.